My next guest, he's on the line, is a NAACP Image Award winning actor. Longevity is the hallmark of his career. His TV appearances have included Murphy Brown, Seinfeld, Dream On, Martin, Sister, being the first African-American to appear on the sitcom Friends. And believe me, big deal. Living Single, The Steve Harvey Show, Moesha, The Parkers. That's where me and him came together. The Parkers, and more. He is starring in a new comedy series on Bounce TV, In the Cut. Tune in every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, West Coast Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Bounce TV. Please welcome to Money-Making Conversation, Dorien Wilson.
What up?
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Brother? Well, you know, I didn't include the movies, so I want everybody just to think you just a TV star.
It's all good. It's all good. I was listening to you. I was like, who they talking about? Wow.
You're behind. You're behind. That's what I'm talking about. You. And it's really incredible, man, when I think about as many times over the years, I've actually just stood on the side of the stage and just watched you perform in various shows. And, you know, like on the Steve Harvey show, you was almost a regular on that show because you was cast a lot of times in the series.
Right.
You remember you was all the time.
Y'all should have made me one.
You're right. And it was really funny because, you know, I remember the classic dance was the dance-off. The big dance-off.
Yeah, right.
Do you remember that, the big dance-off between him and Steve?
That's one of my favorite episodes, too, man.
It really was. That was the episode where, you know, Wendy's character and Steve's character really almost had a romantic moment because of the fact that his character came in and checked Steve emotionally. That's why I like it, bro. I remember that stuff, man. This man has a career. So, and all that stuff I mentioned you being on Sister and all these shows, Moesha and all these shows. What, you know, I know what I liked about you, but the worst thing about knowing somebody, you start talking and people don't get to experience the true value of who you are. What did most people, you know what I'm saying, when you cast, because you're a chameleon, you know, you can be dramatic, you're a very physical actor, very animated in the face, you can be up, you can be down, I'm talking about with volume.
Right.
And, you know, because you can play against a big character. Because when he did the Parkers, playing against Monique was a big character, you know, where he had to go against the grain. Like, he was a person, that was a really hard character to play because of the fact that he had to act like he was disgusted with his character. I would never date a character like you. And that's a hard thing to do, especially when you write that character and also you working day to day with that character. So it doesn't cross that line. That was a really interesting time for you, correct? On the Parkers.
Oh, my God. That's the best time. It was 6 years of playing with my best friends, and I got a paycheck for it. You know, you can't ask for better than that. You know, we had a great time. We did 110 episodes or something like that. You know, it was great. And nobody knew, you know, the magnitude of how big that show was going to be.
Well, you know, I like that. When I came over to that show from the Jamie Foxx show. And I like the reason I came over to the show because it was one of the first shows on television, especially African American shows. Because at that time, if you were on TV and you was overweight, you know, you was either a maid or you always took care of somebody.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
You always took care of somebody when you were overweight on television. And this was the first show. You know, tell the truth. You know, this was the first show where overweight black women said, "I look good. I'm going to dress up. I can strut my stuff, and I can get the man of my dreams."
You are not pulling me into this, brother. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
But that was the first time.
This is all Rashad right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, Monique, that's my girl. You know, she gonna do me, but I'm just telling the truth. But that's why I came over.
She loves you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I came over to the series because I'd never seen that on television, and you know, it was brilliantly done by Sarah Finney. And who's the co-creator along with Vita Spears. They co-created the show and developed the show. They also created Moesha. It's just a legacy of talent that just keeps sliding. But when they invited me to come over to the show, that's why I was attracted to the show. Because I just left Jamie Foxx show, and it was about an African-American male who found himself and wasn't silly. And I saw this character over here. I went, wow, overweight women on television, African-American. They feeling good about themselves. They looking good about themselves. They sexy. I said, I want to do that show. And bam, I was on the show for 2 years. Happy. Getting the check, like you said. Get the check.
Yeah. But man, I'm telling you, I've been so blessed and fortunate, just to be in this industry and to have the longevity that I do have. I'm just thankful and blessed. And I know where my blessings come. This is God-given. It can be taken away at any time. So I've been fortunate enough to. This is my 7th show. My new show is just new anymore that I'm on. To have a career like this.
Okay, let's talk about the current show that you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
In the Cut is on Bounce, directed by I call him a friend because it's Bentley Evans. The executive producer creator, because Bentley Evans.
You guys have a history.
Hired me on Jamie Foxx to be the co-executive producer. Right. So, like I said, this business is about relationships. So let's talk about that a little bit, because that's one of the reasons you have longevity is you got to be a professional on the set, and people have to trust you. Please tell the people that are listening the power of relationships.
You touched on it right away. Bentley Kyle Evans is an amazing brother, and his loyalty and commitment to people that are in this industry, that the bond and the family that you create. You don't see that often in this industry. And, just like what goes around comes around. He remembered me from working, years past, Jamie Foxx and Martin and, all of those. Yeah. Way back in the day, he calls me up and says, "Hey, bro, I remember working with you. I love you. What do you think about doing another television show? And where do you see yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah, brother, sign me up." And so that's basically how it was. So it's like,
those are the calls you want. Those are the calls you want.
Yeah, most definitely.
Now,
it's been so wonderful. We just premiered our 4th season.
Wow, congratulations.
July the 2nd, on Bounce, like you said, Monday nights at 9:00. And I think this is our best season yet. And the reason I say that is because we have an incredible staff of writers and producers and everything, which, by the way, I'm an co-executive producer.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I just thought
that's a big deal, y'all. That's a big deal.
But anyway, we have great writers who not only write for the characters now, they're writing for us as actors. Dorien, the actor, they know what I'm capable of doing. They know what my strengths are, and the comedy timing and comedic timing and everything like that. They write that in the scripts. So this season is all about relationships and how we relate to the other characters as well. We added Kalita Smith this season, and many people know her from the Bernie Mac show. She played his wife. Gorgeous. So funny, so talented.
So fine.
And that is my love interest on the show. And things heat up this season. So, I don't want to divulge too much.
Well, let's talk about a couple other characters then, because we was talking about relationship, because my boy Ken Lawson, who played with you on the Parkers.
Oh, yeah. I was getting ready to get there, man.
Okay, you look like you were running out of steam there, Dorien. I had to slide on in, brother. I had to slide on in, do my job, okay?
I was just trying to fill time.
Brother. When you have a career, Dorien, like you have, there's no fill time, my friend. I have you on this show because I created Money Making Conversation to expose people to incredible talents that I've had relationships over the years, and people I don't know, which has been even more incredible.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you something. When we're describing that moment about on the Steve Harvey show and him being on the show, we're talking about 10 years ago. He remembers the scene.
Right.
He remembers the scene.
That's crazy, man.
That's how talented he is. He doesn't walk away. He gets engaged into the moment. We was talking. I was interviewing Romany Malco, and he was talking about how he gets into a character. He'll take the character off the show. But Dorien don't do that. Dorien, when he says cut, Dorien walk off. He's Dorien Wilson again. He don't carry a character off stage. He don't go crazy like Romany Malco, walking around with teeth still in his mouth, or walking around with the afro still on his head. No. That's more. See, it's a disconnect.
No.
How do you do?
And the funny thing is, I remember back in the day, Steve it was like me and Wendy were that method actor.
Right.
That, we're classically trained. We're from theater and everything. He's like, these people right here. Oh my God. So it was a beautiful thing.
Well, you had two of them like that. You had Cedric the Entertainer and Steve, two stand-up comics. They just walk. They got the opportunity to be on television. Then you got these theater trained people that come in on the set. They look at their script, they memorize it. They come to the table, read. They know the script almost memorized when they sit down. But that's not. But that just shows you the beauty of, because I've seen people have that skill set and not be able to overdevelop it over a time with the relationship. Because some people have been offended that stand-up comics have just been given shows, but man, it's part of the job with you, man. You said, brother.
Yeah, but it's not an easy thing to do. Monique found out, that very first season of the Parkers when we did that. She thought she had to tap dance and carry the whole show and whatnot. And I had to pull her to the side. I was like, baby girl, this is an ensemble cast.
Hold that thought, Dorien. We're gonna be right back with more Dorien Wilson on Money Making Conversations. This is awesome. Hi, this is Rashawn McDonald. As you heard in the previous break, I was talking to a long-term thespian in the business of acting. Longevity is his middle name. NAACP award winner, Dorien Wilson. We worked many years together on the Parkers, which starred Monique.
Absolutely.
And then I met him before on the Moesha project. I met him on the Sister project. I met him on the Steve Harvey project. These are projects that I was just discussing about relationships. And then we brought up the fact that, Ken Lawson, he played on the Parkers. So if they had any attitude, any negativity, then guess what, people? They wouldn't be working together now. Because what happens is people in the business, they go, is he crazy? Is he, you think we should bring him on the set?
Let me just say, though, you mentioned Ken. Ken Lawson is a brother that was on the Parkers. He played T, bald-headed brother. But I have now worked with him for over almost 20 years.
Wow.
And I have never seen this brother upset, in a bad attitude, not positive at all. And those are the people that you want to work with. I can't say the same for myself, but, if he was ever in a bad mood, I wouldn't know it.
Stop. Now, you don't, the thing about it, I'm not going to be shy and not compliment Mr. Wilson on what he does on the set, because of the fact that he's a professional and he's consistent about it. But what I also want to do is I want to break down the show Bounce a little bit more about your character. Your character, you own a barbershop. You own a barbershop and then a beauty salon next door, right? And next door is Cheryl, and Cheryl is played by Kalita Smith, correct? Who starred on the Bernie Mac show. Okay, and then Ken Lawson's character, he's your son from an illegitimate relationship, correct? And now he's coming and working in there, and that's where that friction is working. You got a son you really don't know that well. You got that's ex-wife or what was she? Kalita's character, what is she?
She took over.
Right, she took over
beauty salon.
Yes.
Who originally my ex-wife was Jack A.
That's right.
And Jack A runs off with this other dude. So I need to build somebody to watch over the beauty salon. And so in walks Cheryl, and she's running the place, and we kind of fall in love, and
the rest is history, right? This is history right here.
Yeah.
So what do you like about the show? What do you like about the show so much, Dorien?
For one, everybody that is involved is veterans. We shoot the show in 11 days. We shoot 13 episodes, which is unheard of. It's ridiculous. There's no prep for it because how do you prep for that? I have, because I'm the lead of the show, I have anywhere from 14 to 17 scenes a day. So it's are over. But everybody is, you know, we've all grew up in the ranks. We've all worked together at one point or another. You know, just like I said, Kalita and I were on Sister Sister way back in the day. You know, I worked with Ken. You know, John Marshall Jones has been around forever. The brother from Smart Guy, the father. And then rounding out our cast is Laura Hayes, Miss Laura, who is amazing and so funny. So it's not work at all, you know, and we have a great time.
Miss Laura Hayes, Def Comedy Jam fame. You should take that hair off.
There you go.
Hey, man, I got to give a little bit more history because you just, like, for instance, Jack A. I keep telling y'all, relationships mean something. Jack A. He said sister, okay? Jack A. The first season played his wife on this show, okay, in the cut.
Right.
If you have an attitude, folks.
About 20 years ago, or whatever, 25 years ago, maybe, I played her boyfriend for 2 seasons on Sister.
Oh yeah, and that's why I really wanted to drive home with people when they out there, you know, especially people. Everybody wants to get into business. They only see the end of the game. They only see Dorien Wilson, who's on the show. You know, he's out there, and then he's on another show. I want to be him. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. It does not work that way.
Yeah, it's a lot, and like you said, man, it's exactly what you said. People see the end result, but they didn't see when I was in the trenches and I was playing tree stumps and forest creatures and witches and whatnot. I did children's theater for 6 years prior to, you know, me finally making it in LA. You know, so it was a grind, but you know, once I got there, I was prepared and I was ready.
Now let's talk about things you're doing, film projects you're executive producing. And I'm not saying you expanded now, you know, because you've been doing it, but you have some projects that you're working on right now?
Oh, no. I don't, that's a great thing. You know, that is part of staying relevant in this business is reinnovate.
You're talking about reinventing yourself.
Yes, exactly. You know, and the more stuff that I'm doing, I'm writing, I'm producing, I'm directing, you know, so I try to stay current and try to stay busy, and it's also making me grow as a entertainer. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm an executive producer, not only on my show. I'm a co-executive producer on In the Cut.
Yes, sir.
But I just started this film that we're doing right now in Atlanta. Is called His, Hers, and the Truth. And, you know, I'm having a great time. I play opposite of Coco Brown, who is my heart. We play therapists, and we're kind of messed up ourselves. But we're having a great time. And
is
so,
Tara J. Vaughn's in that? Is she in that project? Tara J. Vaughn? Is she in that project?
Yes. Yeah, it's a star-studded cast.
Again.
Yeah, I don't have any scenes with her, but I love her to death as well. You know, and we work together.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question right quick, Dorien, because you know you talked about putting that hat on, directing. You know, See, people are asking me in the past, Rashawn, will you direct? I'm not going to direct. I executive produce. I write. You know, I would tell you what to do, but I won't direct.
Right.
It's just something about that I'm not.
But that's what it is. It's telling you what to do. That's directing.
Really, but it's a different, you know, like don't say it that easy. I get tired of talking to him, man, because he says it so easy. Just go out there and tell somebody go in that corner, break. You know it's more than that. It's prep. It's sitting up there. The lens. It's lining up. Single camera, multi-camera. Right. Do you have an audience? Don't have an audience. You're on the streets.
You got a whole team of people to help you through all that. And because I've been doing it for as long as I have been, I know which shots are going to look good. I have 4 cameras, and this is going to pick up this shot, and I want you to move here. You know, I know this, and the part of the comedy and timing, you know, I can't say it's not. You can't teach it.
No, you can't.
But it's something that's learned, you know, and yeah, I can help through that.
Now, let me ask you this. So, you know, you like we talked earlier about, you know, you're a trained actor. Do you teach any classes? Do you do any master classes? If you know,
I just did actually in New York 2 weeks ago, and it was a group of college students. But yeah, and by teaching, man, I don't try to drill, and there's not a method that I formulate to.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only talk about my experience and what works for me,
mm-hmm.
how I go about breaking down a script.
Yes, sir.
You know, my character development, how you go into an audition and you got to be prepared and stuff like that. From my experience. So I'm you know, nothing is from a book with me. It's everything that I've learned along the way.
Now so do me a favor. Next time you have one of those classes that Rushion knew nothing about, allow me to promote it for you. Not saying that you need help, but Rushion McDonald, that's why I created Money Making Conversations, to promote special events like this, because people don't know how to access to individuals. I know Tasha Smith does a lot of them. You know, Wendy Raquel Robinson does them.
Absolutely.
And I always tell them, hey, let me know so I can promote it for it, because you guys are special talents. But not only that, young actors and even veteran actors need to hear your story so they'll know that there's a journey. Like you said, breaking down a script, going in for audition. You walk in the audition, you see 50 people in there. They don't even look like you, and some of them do look like you. How do you deal with that emotion?
Right.
How do you win? And you've been winning for such a long time, man. I just wanted to have you on the show to tell everybody.
I appreciate that, man. And the beauty of, you know, helping somebody else out that's just starting out, it's all your experience and simple things that we take for granted
mm-hmm.
in the business. You know, a lot of newcomers don't know. So, you know, I love to pass that information on.
Well, you've been doing it, Dorien. Again, starring in The Cut. This is on Bounce TV, 9/8 Central. He's owner of a barbershop and a beauty salon. That sounds very familiar to me in my life. A black man who owns a barbershop and a beauty salon. Dorien, thank you for taking the time to call me, man. I appreciate you. I know you're busy, and I know
thank you too, man.
This is a friendship, man, and I want to look. Whenever you have something happening, please let me know so I can help promote it. And you keep winning, all right?
I'll be back.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you,
brother.